Hey everyone, Terry here with the Tailored Realty team with another edition of Taylor Talks. That noise you hear in the background, well today we're at a special place. We're in Swansea, South Carolina, and we are bringing you an interview with a gentleman, the CEO of Champion Defense Shooting Complex here in Swansea, South Carolina. Just a little bit of background, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, I wasn't a gun owner. Got my first gun, and guess what it did? It sat in the drawer, it sat in my closet, and I didn't do anything with it. Had a range membership, but never really used it. So that's totally irresponsible on my part. So one of the things I wanted to do is get a little more up to speed on gun safety, gun rules, and lo and behold, in our church, we have the owner, again, the CEO of a shooting complex. One of the guys at the church got some of the deacons and some of the other guys together, and we came out and we took an NRA pistol course with Mr. Jay Harris. So today, he's been gracious enough to allow us to come and do an interview with him. And we are here with, again, CEO Jay Harris of the Champion Defense Shooting Complex. Jay, thanks for letting us come out today.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. We're going to jump right in. Jay, give us a little bit of your background and what was the genesis? What brought about the shooting complex?
Okay. So basically, I'm retired military. I spent 25 years as U.S. Army Ranger. So towards close to retirement, I started figuring out what I wanted to do. And, the Lord kind of tapped in and told me what my purpose was, is protecting and serving. I've been doing it all my life. So I wanted to do something that I could continue to serve the community and protect in a different way. Obviously, I'm not kicking indoors anymore, but by providing some kind of firearm instruction, I figured that would be a great way. So I started off teaching the South Carolina CWP course. And originally in this complex, I partnered up with the original owner, and I was teaching my class out here using the range space for my classes. About a year after that, I opened my retail store out in West Columbia, and we had a classroom retail store where we were teaching everything from the beginning shooting to more experienced shootings, both pistols and rifles. And then about a year after that, 2022, he had to sell the property. So we bought the property from him, renovated it, and turned it into Champion Shooting Complex. So taking the gift that, I received through the military and God, obviously, I wanted to just give back and continue to serve in a different aspect and making sure I equip people with the equipment and knowledge to protect themselves.
Awesome. So again, we are here in Swansea, and you said you got the complex. Now this is over 75 acres, correct?
Yes, correct. Mm-hmm.
And how's it set up? What kind of bays or areas do you have, and what are they for?
Okay, so basically we have our range office, which also is like a satellite store. We do sell products in there, firearms, ammunition, and accessories.
So if I need to buy a gun, I could buy a gun from you?
Yes, you could buy it from us. We also we have an e-commerce side of the business too, where we house most of our inventory. And then we can take your memberships here, day pass. So we have a few different membership packages, whether it be annual, weekly, bi-weekly passes, or a day pass you can get. And then our amenities here, we have 5 pistol bays. One of those pistol bays is rimfire only. And then you use all pistol calibers. So we have 5 of those. We have an archery bay. And a skeet area where you can do archery and throw clay shoots. And then we have what's called a general purpose bay. And that bay is more of like your general purpose firearm where you can, a shooter can come and work around obstacles. We have VTEC barricades, tires, and different obstacles, because obviously when you're shooting in a self-defense scenario, it's not going to be static. You may have to move behind something and find cover. So we provide that area as a 25 by 50 yard area where you can shoot, move, and communicate, shoot from the holster, and learn those things. And we do some of our more advanced classes in that bay. And then we have our rifle bay. Our rifle bay is, we have about 20 bench rests in there where we could fit 20 to 40 shooters up there at a time. You can shoot as far as 600 yards. 600 yards, we do have plans to extend it further, but right now 600 yards where we have a combination of plastic backs where we could put paper targets up there, or steel targets throughout. Same with our pistol bays, we have steel and paper targets you can put on the shoot from.
Wow. So that is the reason for the over 75 acres. There's a lot going on, and you stay pretty busy throughout the week, right? What are your hours of operation?
Hours of operation right now from Tuesday through Thursday, we're 11:30 to 5. And then Friday and Saturday is 9 to 5, and Sundays 1 to 5. We stay pretty busy. Sometimes during the week we're a little bit slower, but in the past few weeks, and matter of fact, last week, we service up to 1,000 people in 1 week. So
Wow.
we get a lot of foot traffic through here.
That's good. That's awesome. And again, right in your own backyard, if you're in the Columbia surrounding areas, Swansea is 20, 25 minutes right outside of Columbia. It's not that far at all. Get out here, get your shooting on, right? So one of the things that impressed me and was impressed upon me was responsible gun ownership. I think even the news, social media, a lot of things are putting out there, probably a lot of the bad scenarios or bad situations. And we know that there's more than one reason to own a gun, right? Mm-hmm. You could be competition, hunting, and safety. Mm-hmm. I got one for safety because I'm not much of a competition guy and I don't do much hunting. But oddly enough, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it was a stress reliever for me. When I finally got into my membership, I said, I got to start using it. I'm gonna come out here and shoot. And oddly enough, it seemed to release a lot of stress when I got out here. Is that something that you find a lot of gun owners or people that come to the range find that?
Oh yeah, it's a huge stress relief. It's kind of, people go to the gym to release stress, shooting firearms and seeing that, reaction to the steel targets. They love that, or just seeing your skill set. Like for me, I love all shooting, but my favorite's long range shooting. So very peaceful for me, even though it's loud. I don't really hear anything because I just feel it's something that intrigues me about sending that small projectile from my point A to point B, up 500-600 yards and hitting where I'm aiming at. So it's definitely a huge stress reliever. And a lot of people come out just for that. Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think that's something that we should all consider. Find your niche, find whatever it is you want to do or like to do. But if you're gonna own a gun, I think you should be responsible. I think we should find out as much information as possible. And one of the misconceptions is I think that we can just go on YouTube or go on social media and find out everything that we need to find out. I don't think that's the case. I think we need hands-on. We need to speak to experts. We need to talk to people that know exactly what it is that they're doing and that they can share that kind of information with us. So Jay, if I wanted a membership and I came out here, what could I expect with my membership? Will I be able to talk to you or other instructors and get feedback on what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing? Mm-hmm. Do you advise on what kind of guns we should get, or, what's some of the things that you provide with that membership?
Yes, so that's one thing that kind of sets us apart from the rest, because even though we're a smaller business, most of our staff here are either retired military, active, or law enforcement, and they have to go through a unique set of training just through me to be part of this company. So as a customer, whether you are just a day passer, just coming through the day, or a member, if you come here and you need help with your firearm, whether it be long range, zeroing your firearm, setting it up right, getting fitted for a firearm, will help you out with that and make sure you invest your money in the right thing, but two, more importantly, that you're doing it safely. And that's even with the children. We do offer a youth course, and it's on the spot class as well that you won't have to pay for. If you just come here and say, I'm a new shooter, you can rent a firearm. We'll ask you if you have a firearm. One of myself or one of my range safety officer walk out with you, get you on target, show you how to set it up, and make sure you're shooting safely. And that same stress reliever is not becoming stressor on you, because if you don't know what you're doing and you're missing the target, it becomes stressful because you're spending money and you're also being unsafe. So we make sure that our shooters leave here feeling comfortable and want to come back, and we'll guide you through the process to include ordering your products if we need to.
Wow, that is full service. I tell you what. Mm-hmm. One of the other things that I think happens too is some people want to get into it, and I think you kind of just answered that question, but I want to be a gun owner, but I'm frightened. I'm a little nervous because this is a serious, this is a deadly weapon. Mm-hmm. And I'm a little nervous. How do you ease someone's nervousness or tension about becoming an owner of a firearm?
Yeah, sure. So obviously first we want to get them fitted with the firearm, show them the firearm. You try to keep them off the range, obviously. If I had a young lady come in about a week ago. She's the same thing. She was scared of firearms, never shot one. So first we got some firearms in her hand, let her feel how they were. If she was comfortable with it, then we just took a walk around the range, let her hear the gunfire. If she had her ear protection, eye protection on, just let her see the activity and seeing that you're on the good side of the gun, not bad side. And then after that was good, I got her fitted with a 22 caliber, and then we took her out in the bay and let her shoot some rounds, and got her comfortable with the gun. Once she was comfortable, she actually wanted to buy in the 22 that day.
Wow.
But just easing them out, and that's a big mistake people make when they get people involved with firearms. They try to make them shoot the gun they like versus the gun that they're comfortable with, because you can be more effective with the gun you're comfortable with versus a gun that you think is going to have the adequate stopping power, things like that.
What do you say to families or parents that want to start teaching their kids about gun safety and what should be done? I know, unfortunately, in the news, we catch it quite a bit. I think I caught something in the news very recently. A young man shot himself. He was actually in the room with his mother. Mm-hmm. And I guess the gun wasn't secured or whatever. Mm-hmm. So what do you say to parents about gun safety and their kids?
Yeah, you have to be, as parents, we have to be very intentional about gun safety and mitigating that risk. Okay, a lot of people kind of take it for granted, or they put too much onus on the gun or the safety device they put on, like, oh, my gun had a safety or was in my purse, wherever. We have to be very intentional and kind of create the norms with the family. So as the head of the household, it's my responsibility to make sure everyone understands the cardinal rules on firearm safety. It's my responsibility to make sure I safeguard those firearms and ammunition from my children, even though all of my children, from the youngest to the oldest, they've been around firearms. I've trained them on firearms. They understand firearm safety. I still don't leave my firearms around them, right? Because they're still children and it's still my responsibility. So safeguarding from them, making sure all know how to use and operate them safely, and then safeguarding from any intruders coming to the house. That's a huge responsibility that people kind of ignore. And then making sure you have the proper holsters and carrying positions. We don't believe in, or we don't advocate for off-body carry, because this leaves opportunity for you to forget your gun in a car or on a purse.
Now, off-body carry is like what?
Like in a purse, in a bag, carrying around, you're safe with you everywhere you go. If it's on you, you know it's there. So at the end of the day, you know to take it off of you.
Right.
All right. And then your family also knows that, like in my household, for example, I wear a gun obviously every day because I'm an instructor. So when I get home, my son, after I get my hugs and give him my love, he knows, okay, Dad's going to put the gun away, so I need to stay out of the room, or my wife will call him out of the room purposely to give me that freedom and that clear area to do that, so that no accidents can happen. And once the gun's put away, now I'll come back and be with the family.
Wow, wow, good stuff. And it we were talking a little bit earlier, it kind of reminds me of, back in the day, elementary, middle school, there were drills we went through for safety purposes, whether it was a fire drill, tornado drill. I believe they probably even have active shooter drills nowadays in schools. Probably would be appropriate to do something very similar, if not, customized for the house. What do we do in case of an emergency? What if there's an intruder in the house? What are we going to do?
Right.
Is it an upstairs or a downstairs? Are those things that you can help people with as well, those kind of things? And we'll talk about it a little bit more, but.
Yes, definitely. And we do it with our child all the time. And, he has a safe place. We have safe words before he can come out, things like that. And how to react when we're out in public and there's an active shooter, and where I need him to be and where to go, things like that.
And again, just to tell you how good the complex is and the training, we were here shooting, and Jay did bring one of his younger sons in for a demonstration, an exercise. And Jay had his eye on the threat or the target, and he had his son had him by the hand, and his son was literally guiding him to safety, whether that was the vehicle or a barricade. And that was just such an eye-opener that his little fella knew exactly what to do. He knew Dad was protecting him, so he was helping Dad to not have to look behind him, but to get the safety. That was an awesome drill, and we certainly appreciate you sharing that with us. What was the thought process, when you showed us that?
Yeah, so basically the thought process, one, he's always with me, and then I know I'm right-handed, so I try to keep my family member, or especially him, on my left side. So if someone did attack, I can get him out of the way in the left hand. I can still, have my hand on my gun if I need to. So that drill that we did was if an attacker was coming at us and I had to use my firearm to defend us, but at the same time, we call it retreating under fire. Obviously, I don't want to lose track of my son. In public, there was an active shooter, so I let him go. Now he can run into fire somewhere else. He can get hit by a car. So I want to make sure I'm controlling him. But I can't look at him. So I have to teach him to be my set of eyes. So the key to that drill is he knows what safety looks like. He knows what cover is. He knows where the vehicle is, or just to get me to cover so I can focus on the threat and lay effective fire on the threat, and he can get me to where I need to go because he's old enough to do that.
Yeah, and we're not talking about like a 20-year-old or a 15. He's a younger fella.
He's 7.
7 years old. So again, and it looked awesome. It just opened your eyes to some of the things that you need to consider. You know, be safe or keep your family safe. So again, I think it was an awesome instructional time. We definitely got a whole lot out of it. It was the genesis of this interview. I said, you know what? People need to know this and see that this is something that they can take part in and be a part of. So Jay, what's the best way for someone to either get in touch with you or see what kind of classes and courses you offer?
If you want to look at our classes, the course we offer, you go to our website. That's championDefenseLLC.com. Shop on our website is shop.championDefenseLLC.com, or give us a call at 803-553-7353, and then we can answer any questions, set up appointments. We do teach the CWP course once a month, so it'll be on our calendar for those monthly classes. And then we do our USPSA pistol competitions every 4th Saturday a month. So those are months we don't teach on because we're hosting the competitions, but just give us a call or send us an email at info@championDefenseLLC.com, and we can answer those questions.
Awesome. So you do have competitions here, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can the public come and view those, or you have to be signed up to be a part of it?
You can view them because we keep part of the range open. So the rifle bays stay open during the pistol competitions, and the pistol competitions go from like 9 to 3. And it takes up to all the bays. We normally put that on what's called practice score.
Yeah.
You can either sign up and compete through practice score, or you can come out and just be a spectator. We have a lot of people coming just to watch, to trying to see what they, if they want to do it.
Right.
And then a lot of times I'll keep a few stages up. And this way, if I have someone that wants to try, they can try that stage after the competition's over. We'll leave that stage going for them.
Wow. Well, that concludes this edition of Taylor Talks. And remember, this is going to be a 2-part series, so be on the lookout for our second episode with Jay Harris here at Champion Defense. And we will see you in the next one.